chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my 2 patches. They're not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. The 2 marker lights, they're not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, proper and amber color, and I will show that it works in my in-cab inspection. I have my visor. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my 5 marker lights. They're not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, proper and amber color, and I'll show that it works in my in-cab inspection. I have my windshield and rubber seal around it. My windshield is not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. My rubber seal is not cut, torn, or frayed, and it's there to prevent any harmful fumes to get into my cab. I have my windshield wipers and blades. They're not chip cracked or broken. My blades aren't cut, torn, or frayed, and they're properly flush to my windshield. I have my flat and convex mirror. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and they're clean. And you're supposed to go over there, tug them, and I have my spot mirrors. They're not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my hood. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my grill. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my bug screen. It's not cut, torn, or frayed, properly secure. It's clean from any debris that will block any airflow to my engine. I have my high and low and indicator lights. They're not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. And I'll show that it works in my in-cab inspection. I have my bumper. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my license plate. Not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present, and it's up to date. I'll be coming down here checking my suspension, checking if it's leaning to one side. If it was, I would have to put my vehicle out of service. I would also be looking for any wires or hoses hanging or any puddles, and there is none. I have my trailer registration. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present and should always stay with my trailer. I have my electrical housing. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present, and all 7 prongs are in there. I have my electrical wire. It's not cut, torn, or frayed, no flat spots to indicate any wear, and there's no debris. I have my glad hands. They're not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my rubber seals. They're not cut, torn, or frayed, properly secure, and all hardware is present. This is my service line and emergency line. There is no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, no flat spots to indicate any wear, and I hear no leaks. I have my light, my work light. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. Now it'll show that it works in my in-cab inspection. I have my 3-point assist bar. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my frame. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present, and there's no illegal welds. I have my splash guard. It's not chip cracked or broken, not cut, torn, or frayed, properly secure, and it should be at least 12 inches off the ground. I have my steps leading to my catwalk. They're not chip cracked or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present, there's no oil or debris that will cause me to slip. I have my 100-gallon fuel tank. It's not chip cracked or broken, properly secure. I see and feel no leaks. They're properly secure with metal straps and rubber spacers. They're not chip cracked or broken. My rubber spacers aren't cut, torn, or frayed, and the spacers are there to prevent any friction. I have my fuel tank cap, safety chain, and rubber seal. Not chip cracked or broken, not cut, torn, or frayed, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my fuel gauge, lines, and hose. My 100-gallon tank should be 90 in the tank, 10 in my lines. My bad. My fuel gauge, lines, and hose. They're not chipped, cracked, broken, not cut, torn, or frayed. The wires don't have any bluish to indicate any shortage. And my hose, there's no bubble cuts or abrasions, and I see no leaks. I have my back windows. They're not chipped, cracked, broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. There's no illegal stickers that would obscure my view. I have my def tank. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present, and I see and feel no leaks. I have my def cap, safety chain, and rubber seal. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, not cut, torn, or frayed. It's properly secure. This is my company logo and DOT. They're clean and they're up to date. I have my door handle. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and it properly opens and closes. I have my window. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and it properly goes up and down. I have my 3-point assist bar. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my rubber seal around my door to prevent any harmful fumes to get into my cabin. It's not cut, torn, or frayed. I have my steps / battery box. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present. There's no oil or debris that will cause me to slip. Would you like to see my batteries? It's optional if you want to ask them or not. And if they do, then these are the latches. So they're properly secure with latches. No hardware is present. You take them off, you slide it off. I have my primary and secondary air gauge. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present. And I would drain them daily so that it won't have any water buildup that will cause brake failure. Here I have my fender. It's not chipped, cracked, broken, not cut, torn, or frayed, properly secured, all hardware is present, and it should be at least 6 to 8 inches off the ground. I have my electrical housing and lines. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present. My lines, they're not cut, torn, or frayed, and there's no bluish to indicate any shortage. I have my air intake and boot. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, not cut, torn, or frayed, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my radiator hose and air intake hose. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure with metal straps, and all hardware is present. And I hear no leaks. I have my power steering reservoir and dipstick. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. This is where I would fill it. This is where I would check it. I have my engine oil filler and dipstick. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present. Would you like to show you? They could tell you yeah, or they could just tell you okay. So how are you gonna check it? Then you tell them the little dots or whatever it has. I also have my air compressor back here and hose. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions on my hose, and all hardware is present, and it's gear driven, and I hear no leaks. I have my fuel filter, which is this right here. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I see no leaks. I have my fuel pump, which is this metal piece right there. Not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I see no leaks. I have my alternator. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, all hardware is present, and it's belt driven. I have my power steering line. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, there's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, and I see no leaks. I have my gearbox. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my steering shaft. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure with U-bolts, and it should have no more than a 2-inch plate. I have my frame. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my fuel and water separator and lines. Not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. My lines, they're not cut, torn, or frayed. There's no bluish to indicate any wear or indicate any shortage. I have my spring mount. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my leaf spring. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure with hangers and U-bolts, and all hardware is present. If there's to be a 1/4 inch crack, I would have to put my vehicle out of service. I have my pitman arm connected to my drag link, connected to my idler arm. They're not chip, crack, or broken. Properly secure with castle nuts and cotter pins, and all hardware is present. I have my hydraulic shock absorbers. They're not chip, crack, or broken. Properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I see no leaks. I have my brake hose. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions. Properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I hear no leaks. I have my brake chamber, slack adjuster, push rod. They're not chip, crack, or broken. My slack adjuster is secure with the safety pin, and my push rod should have no more than a 1-inch play. I have my inner tire. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions. Properly secure and properly beaded to my rim. My rim, it's not chip, crack, or broken. Properly secure and all hardware is present, and there is no illegal welds. I have my brake drum. They're not chip, crack, or broken. Properly secure and all hardware is present, and there's no oil or debris that will indicate overusage of my brakes. I have my brake pads. They're not chip, crack, or broken. Properly secure and all hardware is present. They should have at least a 1/4 inch of depth. I have my ICD of my tire, my inflation condition and depth of my tire. My inflation should be no less than 100 psi. My condition, there's no flat spots to indicate any wear, and my depth should be 430 seconds. I have my outer tire. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions, and it's properly beaded to my rim. My rim, not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and there is no illegal welds. I have my lug nuts. They're not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. If I was to see any metal shavings or rust, that would indicate a loose lug nut. I have my axle hub. It's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I see no leaks. This is where I would fill it. This is where I would check it. I have my valve stem. It's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. The way I would check it is with a commercial grade pressure gauge. So I have my windshield wiper filler hose leading to my reservoir. Not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions on my hose, and I see and feel no leaks. I have my air intake hose, not chip, crack, or broken. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure with metal straps, and all hardware is present. I have my coolant reservoir. It's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. This is where I would feel it. This is where I would check it. I have my hose and lines. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions. Not cut, torn, or frayed. No bluish to indicate any shortage. I have my twin turbos. Not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. And if I was to see any black soot, that would indicate a leak. My twin turbo hose. Not chip, crack, or broken. No bubble cuts or abrasions. Properly secure with metal straps, and all hardware is present. I have my radiator here. It's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I see no leaks. I have my oil filter. It's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my AC compressor and water pump. They're not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and they're belt driven. My belt, it's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. Should have no more than a 3/4 inch play. My fan blades, they're not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my frame. It's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my tow hooks. They're not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure with the safety pin, and all hardware is present. So this side is the same as that side, with the exception of my tie rod. It's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. It's your tie rod. So yeah, I have my exhaust system. It's not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. If I was to see any black soot, that would indicate a leak. My lines for my exhaust, there's no, it's not cut, torn, or frayed, no bluish to indicate any shortage. I have my exhaust pipe and guard, not chip, crack, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. My guard is here to prevent me from getting burned. I I have my pipe mount. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my 2 airbags. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my hydraulic shock absorber. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and that I see no leaks. I have my cross members. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. My frame, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my drive shaft. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure with U-bolts, U-joints, my bad, and all hardware is present. This is my spare 100-gallon tank hanger. If I decided to have one, they're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. Did I say my frame?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah? Okay. So I have my electrical and air housing hose and lines. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken. My lines, there's no bubble cuts or abrasions. And my hose, there's no bubble cuts or abrasions, and my lines, there's not cut, torn, or frayed, no bluish to indicate any shortage. I have my differential. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my splash guard, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. Should be at least 12 inches off the ground. I have my 4 brake chambers, slack adjusters, and push rods. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken. My slack adjusters are properly secure with safety pin, and my push rod should have no more than a 2-inch play. I have my 4 hydraulic shock absorbers. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I see no leaks. I have my 4 airbags. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my air hose connected to my piston, connected to my 5th wheel slide. My hose, there's no bubble cuts or abrasion. My piston, it's not chipped, cracked, or broken. My 5th wheel, it's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, properly greased, and I see no daylight. My apron, it's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my spring mount. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my leaf spring, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. Properly secure with hangers and U-bolts, my bad. And all hardware is present. If there's to be a 1/4-inch crack, I would have to put my vehicle out of service. I have my inner tire. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, and properly beaded to my rim. My rim, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. And there's no illegal welds. I have my brake drum, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. There's no oil or debris that will indicate overusage of my brakes. My brake pads, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. It should be at least a 1/4 inch of depth. I have my ICD and my tires. Inflation, condition, and depth. Inflation should be no less than 100 psi. My condition, no flat spots to indicating wear. And my depth should be 230 seconds. I have my bite spacing. It's clean from any debris. I have my outside tire. There's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, and properly beaded to my rim. My rim, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and there is no illegal welds. I have my axle hub. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I see no leaks. My lug nuts, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. If I was to see any rust or metal shavings, that would indicate a loose lug nut. I have my valve stem, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. And the only way I would check it is with a commercial grade pressure gauge. This side is the same as that side. I have my trailer skin, skirt, and rivets, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my DOT stickers, proper in shape and proper in color. I have my mud flap, not chipped, cracked, or broken, not cut, torn, or frayed, and it should be at least 12 inches off the ground. Oh, I forgot to say something over there. I'll say it right now. So I have my 5th wheel. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. My kingpin, it's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. And the locking jaw is in proper lock position. My torque bar, this one, it's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my cross members. not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my wooden planks, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I see no daylight. I have my BMI/reverse brake marker indicator, not chipped, cracked, or broken, proper in color, and I'll show that it works in my in-cab inspection. My lines, not cut, torn, or frayed, and no bluish to indicate any shortage. That's all for right here. Forgot to set my fifth pole over here. Not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, properly greased, and I see no daylight, and it's properly secure with the safety pin. The safety pin is very important, guys. And the pins for the fifth wheel slide, they're proper lock position. Each pin is what? 500 pounds, right? So I have my landing gear, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and there is no debris. I have my spare tire hanger. If I decided to have one, I would choose a Virgin radio. My safety chain, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure. All hardware is present. It should be at least 12 inches off the ground. I have my indicator, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my safety chain holding my emergency and service line and ABS line. My hose, there's no bubble cuts or abrasions. My line is not cut, torn, or frayed, and there's no bluish to indicate any shortage. Over here I have my air tank, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. My 4 airbags, there's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my 4 brake chambers, slack adjusters, and push rods, not chipped, cracked, or broken. My slack adjusters are properly secure with the safety pin, and my push rod should have no more than a 2-inch plate. My brake hose, air hose, there's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and I hear no leaks. I have my 4 hydraulic shock absorbers, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my inner tire, there's no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secure, and properly beaded to my rim. My rim, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and there's no illegal welds. I have my brake drums, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present, and there's no oil or debris that will indicate overusage of my brakes. My brake pads, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. They should have at least a 1/4 inch of depth. My ICD of my tires, inflation, condition, and depth. Inflation should be no more than 100 psi. Condition, no flat spots to indicate any wear, and my depth should be 230 seconds. My butt spacing, clean from any debris. My outside tire, not chipped, cracked, or broken, no bubble cuts or abrasions, properly secured to my rim. My rim, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. There's no illegal welds. Lug nuts, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. If there's to be any metal shavings or rust, that will indicate a loose lug nut. My axle hub, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. There's no leaks. I see no leaks. My rubber seal, not cut, torn, or frayed. My sight glass, not chipped, cracked, broken. This is how I'll check it, this is how I'll fill it. My valve stem, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. Jesus. Well, this side is the same as that side with the exception of my double meter. Tracks my mileage. Jeez, there's a lot of freaking talking. I have my mud flap, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. Marker light, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I'll show that it works in my in-cab inspection. It's a lot of talking, man. I have my 5 marker lights. They're not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. I have my door and handle. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and you guys don't have to open it. And all hardware is present. I have my 3-point assist bar, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and there's no illegal welds. I have my steps leading to my trailer. Not chipped, cracked, or broken. Properly secure. No hardware is present. There's no oil or debris that will indicate there's no oil or debris that will cause me to slip. I have my BMI, brake marker indicator. Not chipped, cracked, or broken. Properly secure. No hardware is present, and I'll show that it works in my in-cab inspection. My DOT bumper, it is a bit bent, but it's not chipped, cracked, or broken. Properly secure. No hardware is present. My DOT stickers, proper in shape and proper in color. And proper in space. Yeah. My license plate, not chipped, cracked, or broken. Properly secure and all hardware is present. And it's up to date. My light, I will show that it works. My wires for my light, it's not cut, torn, or frayed. And no bluish to indicate any shortage. I have my marker again, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. My ABS line, anti-brake, ABS line, anti-brake system. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, and all hardware is present. My lines, not cut, torn, or frayed, no bluish to indicating shortage. If this light were to be on, I would have to put my vehicle out of service, get it fixed. So this side is the same as that side, with the exception of my tandem slide button. My tandem slide button is not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, no hardware is present, and I hear no leaks. Pins are in proper lock position.
My bad. My bad.
Landing gear. This is my handle. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken. Properly secure, no hardware is present. Middle is low. All the way in is high. Out is release. Why is it hard? On this side I have my fifth wheel again, not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure, properly greased, and I see no daylight. I have my fifth wheel latch, release latch. It's not chipped, cracked, or broken, properly secure. It's in proper lock position. My pins also in proper lock position. Again, the weight is 500 on these and those over there too. And that being said, pre-trip's over. Pre-trip's over. Do not do that. Wake up.